is Gurbani still relevant to the issues and problems that we face in this age, in this time? Paramatma, God, is the only one who protects us and destroys us. There is nothing in the hands of humans. So everything is in the hukam of God. Those who have forgotten Paramatma, they will get stuck in the cycle of reincarnation. The Gurbani contains the wisdom, the teachings for all types of Sikh on different spirituality level. Gurbani being a medicine, it doesn't make sense if you give fever medicine to someone who has cough. Based on the level of the spirituality of a Sikh, that's how they should look at the teachings of Gurbani and apply it in their life. WhyGuru Ji Ka Khalsa, WhyGuru Ji Ki Fateh. Sangat Ji, welcome to another episode of Sikhan di Bhagat Mala, where we explore the Sakhi of Guru Sikhs from the time of Guru Sahib. And this time we're going to be looking at the Sakhi and the stories of Guru Sikhs with their interaction with Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj. So this is Var 11 of Bhai Gurdas Ji, Pauri number 20. So Bhai Mani Singh Ji Shaheed has explored and retold the Sakhi as mentioned by Bhai Gurdas Ji in their Var. So the first Sakhi is about the relevance of Gurbani to us. So now in this new age, is Gurbani still relevant to the issues and problems that we face in this age, in this time? So the Pankti is Jattu Panu Tirtha Chai Chaliye Chadde Chare Sane Nihale Janiyan Sanmukh Sevak Guru Pyare. So these are the name of Guru Sikhs, Bhai Jattu Ji, Bhai Panu Ji, Bhai Tirtha Ji, Bhai Nihalu Ji, who are from the same clan, the Chadda clan. And they came to meet Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj. So they said to Guru Sahib, Ki, Hey Sache Paatshah Ji Maharaj, in your Bani. So by this time, we can imagine that Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj has already written and compiled all the Baniya in Sri Ad Guru Granth Sahib Ji. So the Guru Sikhs are saying, Maharaj, you say, Mare Rakhe Eko Aap, Manuk Keh Kich Nahi Haath. That Mare Rakhe Eko Aap, that Paramatma, God, is the only one who protects us and destroys us. And Manuk Keh Kich Nahi Haath, there is nothing in the hands of humans. So everything is in the hukam of God. And then in the next part, something contradicting to this Pankti, Guru Sahib, you have said, Jaisa bijay solune, karam eho khet, akirt kana har visrya joni parameet. So what does it mean? Jaisa bijay solune. So as you sow, you will reap the fruits of what you have planted. And karam eho khet, that this body is a field of us creating our karam. Akirt kana har visrya joni parameet, those who have forgotten Paramatma, forgotten God, the ungrateful ones, Joni Parameet, they will get stuck in the cycle of reincarnation over and over again. So they are asking Guru Sakhi, Maharaj, on this one hand you said God does everything, on the other hand you said, it's because of our own karam we are facing our dukkha. What is the real one here? So then they say, Ki, Hey Sache Paatshah Ji, if you are the one who do everything and make us do everything, right, then what does it matter if we do anything on our own effort or not? We might as well just sit down and let everything happen according to hukam. And if something bad does happen, then it's not our fault, it is because of hukam. So if good and bad is what we have to pay because of our karam, then we don't have to do anything. We just might as well sit down and wait for us to pay for our karam, be it good or bad. Why put in any effort? So in this case, Maharaj, tell us, which is a Shabad that we should follow? The first one, where Guru Sahib does everything, or the second one, which is based on our own karam? So Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says to the Guru Sikh that Gurbani contains the wisdom, the teachings for all types of Sikh on different spirituality level. So there are three types of Sikh here. One is a type of Sikh who is still in the karmic yoga, which means they are still in the level of spirituality where they are still committing karam. One type of Sikh is the one who is at the spirituality level of devotion, bhakti karte ne. And the third one is the one who already has wisdom, already has Brahmgyan, the knowledge of self, the knowledge of Atma and Paramatma. Based on the level of the spirituality of a Sikh, that's how they should look at the teachings of Gurbani and apply it in their life. So Maharaj says, the Sikh who still lives a karmic life, a karmic lifestyle, someone who still commits karam, the Pankti that is suitable for them is Jaisa bijay solune karam eho khet, that, hey Sikh, because you're still committing karam, make sure you commit good karam, because if you commit good karam, you'll get good blessings and good fruits. If you commit bad karam, you'll get bad fruits and sins and all the dukkha that you have to go through it. Then Guru Sahib says, those Guru Sikhs who are devotees, who do bhakti, who meditate, for them this is a pankti, the line in Gurbani, Mare rakhe eko aap, manuk ke kich nahi haat. Ki hey Sikh, now that you're doing bhakti, Paramatma is taking care of you. Mare rakhe eko aap. The one who has created you, the one who destroys you is Paramatma. Do not worry about anything you need to do or say. Leave everything in the hands of Paramatma. And then those Sikh who are already Brahmgyanis, who have obtained spiritual wisdom, the knowledge of their own self and also Paramatma, the pankti that is suitable for them is Tu katkar antar sarb nirantar ji har ek ko purkh samana. So for these Sikh, they don't commit any karam. They have already done so much of bhakti and understood that everything is happening in the will of Paramatma, in hukam of Paramatma. So what is their mindset like? Tu katkar antar, sarban antar ji. Then now where I look anywhere, all I see is you. That you are residing in the hearts, in the center of every cell, every atom, every human being, every animal, every plant and all other creatures. So looking at the avastha of every Gursikh, that's how Gurbani implies on them. That's how they take the teaching of Gurbani upon them. And we always progress. So from creating karam, then we start to realize that, hey, we need to start making good karam. Then start doing bhakti. And as we do bhakti, we will start to attain Brahm Gyan. So then we start to ascend in our spirituality as well. So Guru Sahib says, if you look at Guru Granth Sahib Ji Gurbani as medicine, right? And a saint, Guru Sahib, someone who is enlightened, will look at a Sikh and say, this person is going through this disease and I will prescribe the right medicine for this person. So Guru Sahib says saints can recognize the illness in someone based on the way they speak and the way they act. So your bachan and your karam, which is your actions. So what they do is, Gurbani being a medicine, it doesn't make sense if you give fever medicine to someone who has cough. Hana? So Gurbani being the medicine, the saint Guru Sahib, someone who's enlightened, will prescribe that medicine to that person who has a certain illness. So Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says, hey Sikha, to all those 4 Gursikhs, all of you are devoted Sikha, which means that tusi bhakti wale hain, tusi bhakti karde hain. So which means that the pankti that you should follow at this point of your life should be Mare rakhe eko aap, manuk ke kich nahi haat. And Guru Sahib told them कि तुसी भक्ति करो and do simran and do seva of Gursikhs, so you can also ascend in your spirituality as well. Then in the next pankti, in the next lines by Gurdas ji says, Sekhar sadhav khani hai, nao pallu sikh suchare, jattu piwa jani na mahapurkha mula parvare. So these are the names of another 4 Gursikhs in the second Sakhi here. And the Sakhi here is basically these Gursikhs, after listening to the first Sakhi, now they are asking Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, what if we don't know which is our level of spirituality? Can you tell us? So Pai Nao Ji, Pai Pallu Shekhar Ji, Pai Jattu Piwa, Pai Mullah Ji, they came to meet Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj. They said, hey Sache Parchar, you mentioned about different spirituality level of different Sikh. And that Gurbani, the pankti that connects to them, that is meant for them, they should recite those pankti and apply those teachings in their life. But we don't know which category of Sikh we are or what our level of spirituality is. Whether we are still in the karmic level, or have we started doing bhakti, or are we already Brahmgyanis? Do we know about ourselves? We don't know. So can you please guide us? So here Guru Sahib is going to tell us the criteria or the characteristics of Sikh in these different levels. So Guru Sahib says, if you hear teachings from Gurbani, good teachings from Gurbani, कि Guru Sahib कहते हैं आ करो, आ ना करो, and your mind, you recognize कि yeah, I actually make these mistakes. If Guru Sahib says, झूठ ना बोलो, आलस ना हो, don't be lazy, and you realize that yeah, sometimes I do become lazy, I need to change my mindset, my habit, and you want to do good deeds, and you want to remove your bad habits in your life. But then what happens is, maybe you have changed for a while, एक दो दिन तुसी चंगा कर दिया, you follow the teachings of Gurbani, but then because of the habit, that you have within you, the bad deeds or the bad actions or your bad habits come back again, and it will not go away, right? Until you completely drill your mind with the teachings again and again and again. Now Guru Sahib says this type of Sikha is someone who is still in the karmic level, which means you are still in the cycle of creating good karam and bad karam. So what must this type of Sikha do? So is tarah de Sikha, you must do seva of other Gur Sikhs, you must listen to Gurbani with love, accept the teachings of Gurbani, and this way the negativity in your mind, the bad karam, the bad habits will be removed. Then what happens is when the negativity gets removed from your life, now you progress to becoming someone who is devoted, a Sikha who does bhakti. So when all the flaws and your negativity is removed and you start doing bhakti and tapasya in your life, understand that you have become a devoted Sikha. But Guru Sahib says, Virle ke, there are only very few of those who become devoted. And what you should do if you have become a devoted Sikha, someone who does bhakti, is that 24/7, every moment of your life, you must be contemplating on Gurbani. So you see, the first type of Sikha, jere karam karde ya Maharaj kande, listen to Gurbani, accept the teachings and apply it in your life. Then you become someone who does bhakti, a devoted Sikha. Now what you must do is now contemplate. Contemplation means what? Do vichar of Gurbani 24/7, which means when we do something in our life, or if we are interacting with certain type of people, do vichar ki Gurbani ki keh rahi hai mainu. How should I look at this person? What am I feeling? Am I feeling anger? So Maharaj anger de baare ki kende ha? Frida bure da pala kar. So someone who is doing ill, who's behaving ill towards me, how should I behave back? What should I say? Ek contemplation. Maharaj ki kende ne? Gussa man na handaye. If something happens in your life, or someone from the opposite gender walks by, or you watch something, what does Maharaj say about calm? Nimak kam swadakar and kot dina sadukapave. Hey mana, do not even have a moment of lust in your mind, then you will regret for your whole life. So this is where we contemplate on Gurbani 24/7, and whatever little flaws or bad karam that is left within us, all of that will be gone completely. So when a devoted Sikha starts to create good karam, and all the made karam, bad habits are completely removed, which means that now by doing bhakti, something else will get removed, and that is what? Your ego, your home. Because home dirgarog hai. Home is basically the cause of all illnesses, chronic illnesses in our life. Depression, anxiety, anger, basically lust, all these kind of things are caused by ego, not knowing who we are. So Maharaj kende ne, by doing all good karam and removing all our bad habits, our trishna, our desires are gone, and we don't want to commit anything bad in our life. We just want to follow the teachings of Gurbani. Maharaj kende ne, understand that that person has become an enlightened and wise person. So this type of Sikha, someone who's a jnani, someone who's wise, someone who has obtained the spiritual wisdom, what should they do? They should follow the teachings of Dharam, and then they will just be liberated. As easy as that. So Maharaj kende ne, jere unna nu gyan ho gaya ya, jinna nu gyan ho gaya ya, you don't need to do any actions or change your lifestyle, because your life is now shuddha, your life is now pure. Whatever you do, whatever you think, whatever you say will be based on Dharam. So Maharaj kende ne, Gurbani contains teachings for everybody on any spiritual level, irregardless whether you know Gurmukhi or you don't know Gurmukhi, you know Punjabi, you know history, it doesn't matter. Gurbani is for everyone. So Maharaj kende ne, in this, now find out which category do you fit in. Someone who's still in the karmic level, which many of us still are. We are still trying to commit good karam, remove our bad habits and so on. Sometimes we get overpowered by the panjachor, by our bad habits. Or have we started doing bhakti and remove the flaws in our life? Or have we attained spiritual knowledge in our life? And now our aim is just to be liberated and become one with WhyGuru. So figure out which level we are in, and according to that, read Gurbani and understand that this message is meant for me. Now the next Sakhi is also very relevant. It continues from this. Ki Gur Sikhs are asking Maharaj, कि if Paramatma, if God does everything, then why should I even bother? So the pankti that Bhai Gurdas ji says about these Gur Sikhs is Chaturdas Mula Kapur Hadu Gadu Vij Vichare. So the name of the Gur Sikhs are Bhai Chaturdas, Bhai Mula Kapur, Bhai Haru, Bhai Garu, and they came to meet Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj. So these Gur Sikhs, they came to Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj and they say, Ki hey Sache Pacha Ji, you know, when we go and do Sangat of Sadhus, which you tell us that Sadhu and the Sangat karya karo, all they tell us is they give us a teaching to awaken ourselves, to be awakened, which means that to know all the things that we are doing, the good and the bad, to be aware every moment in our life, to meditate and do good and put in effort. But Guru Sahib Ji, in Gurbani, there's a slok mahalla pehla, Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, Dati Sahib Sandiyan, kya challe tis naal, ek jagan de na lahan, ek na sutya de uthal. Ki Maharaj kehndे ne, Dati Sahib Sandiyan, कि all the daat, all the gifts, everything belongs to Paramatma. क्या चल रहा है तिस नाल? So nothing belongs to us. हाँ, असी कह नहीं कर सकते कि this mala belongs to me, you know. Everything has been given to us by Paramatma. साडे नाल तक कुछ जाना नहीं गा, and we can't, you know, compete with Paramatma and say, hey, this is based on my effort. This is what I did, you know. So there's no separation. Everything happens within hukam. Then in the next pankti, ek jagan de na lahan. Someone who's awake and aware, they don't receive this daat, these gifts. Ek na sutya de uthal. But on the other hand, there are those Gur Sikhs, those people who are asleep in their whole life, but they get blessings from Paramatma. What an irony. What does this mean? We don't understand. What does it mean? Should we not do anything? Should we be asleep our whole life? Should we put in effort or not? They say ki Maharaj, from this pankti we understand ki Paramatma provides to all of us, even when we are asleep. So why should we put in effort? So now Guru Sahib says ki hey Payo, there are two sides to this pankti. You see, when we understand Gurbani, context is very important as well, and understanding what is our level of spirituality as well. So Maharaj Kandane, one person who is awake, they will be provided for. Awake means you understand and you are so aware of what you are doing in your life and what is happening around you. And Maharaj Kandane, those who are asleep in their life, matlab akkha band karke, they're just living their life, you know, a 9 to 5 and just like a robot. Maharaj Kandane, they will be woken up as well, and they also will be given all these gifts and blessings. For example, many of us face this. You're sitting in Sadh Sangat, maybe Kirtan, Ransavai Kirtan is going on, a Katha is going on, and you fall asleep. And Diwan di Samapti ho jandi hai, and Ardas bhi ho jandi hai, you know, you get up but you're so exhausted. Kada Prashad is distributed. You fall asleep, and someone who's awake, they will get the Kada Prashad. And then when your turn comes, they will never leave you, or they will not just walk past by you. Somebody will wake you up. Pain ji, Veer ji, utho, Kada Prashad di deg vartaandi pe. So Kada Prashad di deg le lo. So you be like, oh hanji, you know, sanu bhi Kada Prashad de do. So both who are awake and those who are asleep, they will be awakened and they will get the Kada Prashad. The other side of this pankti, Maharaj says, one who is awake do not get anything, and one who is asleep will get the blessing. What does this mean? For example, Guru Sahib gives an analogy. There are two businessmen and they're supposed to go on a business trip to another place, to another city. So there is a ship that's going to take them across the ocean. Now to board the ship, you have to get to the jetty. So these two businessmen, they go to the jetty the next day and they board the ship. One businessman says, I will board the ship now and wait for it to leave. The other businessman says, I will wait outside and only board the ship when it's about to leave. So ek beh janda hai andar, ek fer bhi bahar deekda aaya. Now what happens is, the ship is ready to leave. You know, when it leaves the jetty, the other businessman who was still waiting, now he rushes. He rushes all the way to get to the ship and he jumps on it, and because of all the rush and jumping, he gets exhausted and he falls asleep. But what happens? Both businessmen are still on the ship now. So one is awake and he does his dealings and his business. The other one who's asleep will still be woken up. Customers will waking up. to do business with him. Now there are third types of businessmen who did not even board the ship. They just remained at the jetty. But they are awake. They are awake, but they are not in the ship. So there's no business dealings that could happen with them. No customers will come to them. And what happens is, when they have to go back, maybe they have to walk by foot to their destination. They might be looted along the way. People might come and take all their belongings and so on. Why? They didn't board the ship and didn't listen to the hukam of the Sangat and Paramatma. So Mark and then similarly, those who sit in Sadh Sangat, even though they are asleep, they will still get the blessings of being in Sadh Sangat. How? When they receive Kara Prashad. Now Sangatji, receiving Kara Prashad is not just, it's not just a ritual. Ek Guru di kirpa hundiya. This is Prashad, this is blessing, a physical blessing of Guru Sahib that Guruji wants to give us when we are sitting in Sadh Sangat. Nowadays we say, everything is online. We don't have to go to Gurdwara, online live streaming Kirtan, live streaming Katha in the comfort of our homes. We have no choice. COVID has allowed this to happen. Before that was everybody wanted to go to Gurdwara. Even though we had live streaming facilities and so on, but still we want to make a point to go to the Gurdwara. Not everything was recorded and live streamed. Mar kendene now, why should we go to physical Sadh Sangat? Why is it so important? Utthe kirpa mildi hai, blessing mildi hai. So you could be in the Gurdwara, but you're exhausted, you're tired, you're asleep. But Marakandar, it doesn't matter. You will still get the blessings. You will still get the kirpa. On the other hand, people who are awake, but they are at home. Gurdwara nahi aaye, Sadh Sangat vich nahi aaye, but they are jagande. Ek jagande, na lahan. Look at that. Marakandar, they are awake, but they don't get any kirpa. They don't get any blessings. Ek sutya. So Marakandar, those who are asleep in Sadh Sangat, they'll be awakened and they'll still get the blessings. So Marakandar, karebe they are at home, they are awake, but they don't listen to the Shabad, Gur Shabad, and they don't get the Kara Prashad. Now, even though we have live streaming, it's not bad, it's needed. Some people, they survive on it. They can't go to physical Sadh Sangat. But Sangatji, it's about making an effort. Those who can, why are we not going to physical Sadh Sangat? Being in physical Sadh Sangat, Sangatji, it has, of course, is much more different than something that we just watch on live. We are losing the physical element of Sadh Sangat. We are losing the emotional element of Sadh Sangat. The energy that we feel in the Darbar while the Kirtan, the Ran Sabha is going on, while the Katha is going on, while the Simran is going on. Being there physically and sensing the energy, feeling the energy, the Kirpa, the Bir Rasa, the Berag, is Sangat which aake sanu feel hunda hai. So Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj tells the Gursikh ki hey Sikho, Sangat vich aao, sadhuan di sangat karo, sat sangat vich aao, and start doing physical sangat. Adopt the humility in you and see the kripa that you will get. So in the next Sakhi by Gurdas, he tells about these Gursikhs called Phirna Bahal Vakhaniye Jetha Changa Kul Nistare. So there are three Gursikhs here. Now their question is very interesting, and this is something that I spoke about in a series of demystifying God and their name. So here the three Gursikhs are asking, Hey Sache Pacha Ji, which name of God should I recite? Now this is very, very important because there are many, hundreds and thousands and lakhai naaya Rabde, right? Par Mar nu puchde ki which name of God should we recite as your Sikh? So Pai Phirna Ji, Pai Jetha Ji, Pai Changa Ji, they went to Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj and they said, Hey Sache Pacha. Some people recite Ram. Maharaj bhi kehinde Gurbani vich koi bole Ram Ram, koi Khudai, koi sewe Gusaiya, koi Alai. So this Gursikh say ki some recite Ram, some recite Krishna's name, some recite Oang, some recite Sohang. Ki we have been told by you Guruji to recite WhyGuru. But please bless us and tell us ki which name of God should we recite. Now Maharaj gives a perfect analogy. Maharaj says, if we look at the source of water, if we look at the rivers, the stream, they all lead to the same destination, which is the ocean. Hana? But if one uses a boat, you have a boat, and you put your boat on the river and the stream and you travel through that, the journey becomes much easier to reach the destination compared to you just swimming in the ocean or swimming in the river to reach your destination. So Mara says all names of God are true. We cannot say this name of God is not true, that Allah is not the right name of God, Ram is not the right name of God, WhyGuru is not the right name of God. Mara kehndे all names of God are true. But the name, the naam that is given to you by your Guru, that is the one that will take you across the ocean to your destination, which is WhyGuru, which is God. So the mantra that has been given to us Sikh is WhyGuru Guru Mantra hai japho main khoi. Now how Guru Arjan Dev Ji explains how Guru Nanak Dev Ji gave us this mantra WhyGuru. Guru Nanak Dev Ji meditated on the mantra Vasudev for 9 yoga, and from that Guru Sahib took the alphabet Vava. For 9 yoga, Guru Sahib meditated on the mantra Har, and from there he took the alphabet Haha. For 9 yoga, Guru Nanak Dev Ji meditated on the mantra Gobind, and from there he took the alphabet Gagga. And for another 9 yoga, Guru Nanak Dev Ji meditated on the mantra Ram, and from there Guru Nanak Dev Ji took the alphabet Rara. Inna chare akharan nu katthe karke, when all the 4 alphabets were put together, and then Guru Nanak Dev Ji meditated on a mantra WhyGuru. And this mantra WhyGuru has the blessings of doing tapasya for 36 yoga, which is not an easy thing to do. Now those, Guru Arjan Dev Maharaj says, those who meditate on the mantra WhyGuru with single-mindedness, with focus, with dhyan, with bhavna, with love, with shraddha, with faith, they will be free from the cycle of life and death. Why? Because this is the mantra that has been given to us Sikh by Guru Nanak Dev Ji. It doesn't mean we don't say other names of God. This Guru Nanak Dev Ji, all Guru Sahib has proven, because why? Gurbani vich Rabb de vakho vakhre naam likhe gaye ne. We've got Allah, Gobind, Gopal, Ram, Hari. All these names of God are also mentioned in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. But the one that will take us across is the mantra given to us by our Guru, which is WhyGuru. So ਭਾਵੇਂ ਰੱਬ ਦਾ ਨਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗਾਓ, ਉਸਤਤ ਕਰੋ, ਪਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮੰਤਰ ਦਾ ਅਭਿਆਸ ਕਰਨਾ ਆ, this is specific to us, which is WhyGuru mantra. Now in the last panktiyan of the pauri, Bhai Gurdas Ji says, Visa Gopi Tulsiya Paa Duaji Sanmukh Sare, Vadda Bhagat hai Bhaiyada, Govind Koi Guru Duare, Satgur Pure Paar Utare. So here the sakhis about few Gursikhs, Bhai Visa Ji, Bhai Gopi Ji, Bhai Tulsiya Ji, Bhai Bhaiyada Ji, Bhai Gobind Ji. They came to Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj and they say, Hey Sache Paatshah Ji. There's a pankti by Bhagat Dev Ji where Bhagat Ji says, Pande tumra Ramchand sopi aavad dekhya tha, Ravan seti sarbar hui kar ki joi gawai thi. So here Bhagat Dev Ji is talking about Ramchandra Ji, that he has lost his wife fighting a war against the Ravan. So we know the story of Ramayana, how Ravan kidnaps Sita and how Ram then with Lakshman and they try to find and fight the army of Ravan, destroys and kills Ravan, and Sita comes home and so on. Then on the other hand, the Gursikhs are saying, Bhagat Dev Ji also said, Jasrath Rai Nand Raja Mera Ramchandra Pranve Nama Tat Ras Amrit Bijay. Ki Jasrath Rai, so my king, my lord, my Paramatma is Ramchandra. Ramchandra Ji, who's Jasrath Rai Nand Raja Mera Ramchandra. The son of Dasrath Raja, who's Ramchandra Ji, he is my lord, he is my God. Bhagat Dev Ji says, Tat Ras Amrit Bijay, and I enjoy the ras, the amrit of the Naam of Ram that I recite. So the Gursikhs are saying, in one pankti, Bhagat Dev Ji is talking about Ramchandra Ji who's lost his wife and had to fight this battle. But on the other pankti, Bhagat Dev Ji is saying ki Ramchandra Ji is my Paramatma, is my beloved, is my God, is my Guru. Why that contradiction? So Guru Sahib then says, one pankti is the worship of God in the physical form, and one pankti is the worship of God in the formless form. So we spoke about the Nirgun Sarup and Sargun Sarup, Paramatma for sure. Now, Guru Sahib gives analogy of the ocean again. When one person goes to the ocean, you will see many waves that comes up and down on the surface of the ocean. But if you go to the river, you will recognize, this river is also a part of the ocean. They are not separate. River is a river. There's not much waves compared to the ocean. But the river will still go into the ocean, and then they become the waves which goes ups and down. Both are still the form of water. Similarly, God comes in both form and formless one as well. Now the saints, Jere Brahmgyani Mahapurakh, Guru Sahib, they are the form of Sat Chit Ananda, which is the quality of God. Truth, consciousness and bliss, always in bliss in any situation in life. They will spread the message of truth to everyone. This is the quality of the formless one, which all of us, the whole humanity belong to, right? So now, on the other hand, there are people who worship a physical form of God. So Murti Puja Kardeya and so on. So they only worship a certain type of deity and so on. Marakendane, sometimes these Pandit or scholars, they end up fighting with the Brahmgyanis and say, no, this is the true God. And Brahmgyanis will say, but God is everywhere. So there is an argument there. So this Pankti are for those people who meditate and worship God in a physical form. Now, Guru Sahib says, if you worship a physical form, then you must understand you will go through physical elements of life, which is pain and pleasure. But a wise person who recognizes that God is everywhere will not go through pain and pleasure, because they will recognize that this sharir bhi false hai. Everything that I see with this physical eyes is perishable, is not real. And only Paramatma, which is Sat Chit Ananda Sarup, is real. So they don't go through pain and pleasure. They are not attached to this body. So those who meditate on Nirgun Sarup, the formless Paramatma, they do not see faults in anyone. They recognize the truth in anyone, and they do not have enmity towards anyone. The second type of people who worship a form, Murti Puja or anything, they will see faults in other people and say, ki, I am right, you're wrong. My God is the real one, your God is not the real one. So Mara says, one worships the creator while the other worships the creation. When we worship the creation, then we will have a lot of arguments, discussion, misunderstanding, I'm right, you're wrong. But if you worship the creator, you will understand creator is the one who creates everything. And if everything is created by Paramatma, there's nothing to really fight about. So Mara kendane, tusi creator di puja karo. Do worship, meditate on the creator, which is Paramatma, and don't worry about the creation. So Mara kendane, in this context, both Pankti are right, because one talks about worship of the creator, which is Paramatma, which is Ram, Paramatma, and one is the worship of the creation, which is a deity, which is Sri Ramchandraji. So basically, Mara says both are relevant. Both are basically for those who understand on a different level. So Mara kendane Paramatma di puja karo, and this is the one that will lead to your liberation. So in this Pauri Sangaji, a lot of interesting questions has been answered. Why should I remember God? Why should I do anything if everything is based on hukam? Which name of God should I recite? Why WhyGuru Mantar? And also, what type of Sikh am I, and how is Gurbani relevant to me based on the level of spirituality or the life that I'm going through right now? So Sangaji, Guru Sahib Kirpa Karan, please forgive me for any mistakes I made. Bhulan chukan di khima. WhyGuru Ji ka Khalsa, WhyGuru Ji ki Fateh.